Well, hello there, boys, girls, and queens. How you doing? Red Gambit here, back with another special announcement because at the end of the Red Bull Battleground tournament, there was a special presentation from Capcom for a new DLC character that's going to be coming out in December. It's amazing. So the new character is, just give me a second, I'm just checking my notes here. The new character is, it's AKUMA. It's AKUMA. Yeah, it's AKUMA, because of course it's AKUMA! Why the hell wouldn't it be AKUMA? This is bullshit. It couldn't be Rose or Yang or Aegon. No. It has to be another Shoto in a game that already has too many. You know what? Dude, I'm done. Fuck this game. Fuck this game. I'm done. I'm out. Stupid ass game. They broke jury. What the hell were they even thinking? It's done. And we're back. And seriously, it is AKUMA. If you haven't seen the trailer already, this is it right here. Go and stream straight to your eyeballs, so check it out. Okay, so what does the teaser tell us? Well, you might be surprised to know this, but not a whole damn lot. We know there's AKUMA, we know he's got a new stage, and probably the only really notable thing about the trailer is, aside from the date where he's going to be playable, we've got the kanji on his back. Now, previously the kanji on his back did say heaven. It was a single character for heaven in Japanese, basically. But this is a new one, and it's different, and basically from what I've seen on the forums, and the videos, and the YouTubes, it means godlike, which is very interesting, because that is what it said on the back of his gi in Capcom vs SNK2. So I'm not sure whether it's a link to Shin AKUMA or what, but it is very interesting, and maybe showing a potential evolution of the character, maybe on his way to becoming Oni. Speaking of Oni, this may not be his final design, because what I found very interesting about the trailer, if you look closely, the character is clearly not on the stage. They just edited him in there on top of the stage in the background and flashed that symbol up on his back. So I'm still keeping this one up in the air. There are some other designs for AKUMA that have been floating around the interwebs, especially coming from Capcom, so I'm hopeful we'll see a little bit of a difference in his character. I mean, they've revamped pretty much every character in the game, even Bison, in one way or another. So I'd like to see some tweaks to his design, certainly, not just the same plain old vanilla flavored AKUMA Demon Man that we've all seen so much of so far. One other thing that I think is worth noting as well is that the stage looks amazing. It was probably my favorite part of the trailer because, weirdly enough, I was lamenting over the last couple of days the stage design of Street Fighter V, because the stages in Street Fighter V, most of them aren't really very memorable. I mean, you're fighting in Brazil, you're fighting in New Zealand, you're fighting in the middle of an airfield. There's not really much going on there. It's just kind of places. You're in the middle of a ring in Russia. I mean, it's not really that evocative of something hype or something interesting, but this stage looks fucking amazing. It's the throwback to the Street Fighter Alpha stage. It's got the lightning, it's got the rain, it's got the busted up temple, which looks very similar to the temple that you have in Street Fighter 4 as well, so that's interesting as well. But overall, my hat goes off to whoever designed the stage because it does look fucking great. And AKUMA or no, I cannot wait to get my hands on that little baby. So with that out of the way, my thoughts on the character are, I mean, I'll get to whether I'm excited about him in a moment, but overall, from a technical standpoint, I think the game already has too many Shotos. It has 2 Shotos and that's one too many, because this game has a very limited roster. It only has just a few over 20 characters in it. And of those characters, individuality and having a strong singular focus is a very big part of the game itself. I mean, there's no character who plays like Laura. There's no character who plays like Armika. I can go on and on. And then you just have, obviously, this different breed of characters, the Shotos, that all suddenly still play quite similarly. I mean, even, Ryu and Ken do differ quite a bit. I will be the first person to say that. But throwing another Shoto in the mix, I'm just not sure that's really a great idea. That said, I think the main reason that this has been done is because it's probably a financial decision from Capcom, because we all know that over the last year, from the June-July period up until October, Capcom sold less than 100,000 units of Street Fighter V. Now that is not a good number. It has not moved from 1.4 million units, so that is concerning. So the fact that they have chosen AKUMA, a character who is basically being cried out for, screamed from the rooftops by every single Shoto fanboy since Street Fighter V was announced, is not really surprising. So I can't blame them on that front, because they obviously just want to get this character out and hopefully make some good scratch back in the process. Now, that said, with him being put into the game, I do think that he is going to have his design overhauled somewhat significantly from a technical standpoint, because a lot of the things about Akuma and the way that they've worked in previous Street Fighters, especially Street Fighter 4, I feel will just not work at all in Street Fighter 5. Now, first of all, you got the fact that he was a Vortex character, and Vortex is no longer a factor in Street Fighter 5. It's gone. So Akuma's main path of attack, he is a rushdown character, but he was really about knocking you down and putting you in that guessing game blender of whether he was going to go for a throw or a jump in or any other kind of shenanigans. So that's out of the picture now, so how he's going to work beyond that is going to be interesting. That said as well, fireballs are going to cause a huge balance issue, I think, because Street Fighter V is very fucking anti-fireball, in case you haven't noticed. Only a very limited portion of the cast actually have access to fireballs. Even smaller have access to fireballs that will travel full screen. And something to have a character who can throw not just one, but two different kinds of fireballs on the ground as well as an fireball just seems crazy in this kind of a game. So I feel like that if we are going to see him in the game, that's probably going to be gone. That's my first prediction for Akuma in Street Fighter V. Teleports as well, I think, are going to be very on the edge of things. I think that when you think about it, teleports really discourage using a V-reversal when you can just teleport out of a corner, so either he's going to have his teleport very heavily nerfed, or they're going to do away with it altogether. Now, talking about Street Fighter V mechanics, what could his V-skill be? Now, when I talked about Juri in a similar video to this, I was half right when I talked about Juri. Originally, I thought her V-skill could be using a counter, which obviously didn't happen, but a V-trigger could be a feng shui engine, which totally did happen. So I feel like I have a decent chance of picking this one. That said, I have no fucking idea what it could be. I think probably best chance of, if it's going to be an existing move, it could be his demon flip, or now potentially, now hold on and just like hear me out on this one. I would actually really like to see if he gets his focus attack as his V skill, because that would be just crazy. Now, it seems kind of crazy, it does seem kind of nuts, I'll be the first person to admit that. But when you think about it, Ryu got his parry from Third Strike, so what's to stop Akuma getting a mechanic from Street Fighter 4? It makes sense to me, and honestly, I'd really like to see one character get that mechanic back, so it'd be very interesting. Obviously, it would be hard to work in the game, but I'd still love to see it nonetheless. As for his V-trigger, I don't have the slightest fucking idea, honestly. It could literally be anything. A lot of characters' V-triggers have very little to do with their previous versions, obviously. Yeah, Ryu gets a damage buff, Ken gets a slight damage buff, and more moves being safe on block, that kind of thing. So V-triggers typically do not harken back to previous iterations of the game. So my best guess is going to be some kind of demonic awakening on his part. You know, if he transformed into something closer to Oni, that would be really cool, you know, kind of like an Akali sort of deal, but I don't think that'll happen either. Lastly, as I said before, am I excited about this character? Am I excited about his arrival? Am I pumped? Am I hyped? Am I ready to go? Are my veins just bulging? And the answer is, nah, not really. Akuma used to be a character I used to really love, actually. I thought that, like, when I first found out about him in Street Fighter Alpha, I fucking loved the character. He looked badass. And the character hasn't really changed that much. I just think the fact that he's become so ubiquitous, he's become the Shadow the Hedgehog of the Street Fighter series. He is the edgy brother of Ryu Sonic. So I think he's been a little bit oversaturated in terms of exposure in the series, and that's taken away a lot of the fun from his character, I think. So look, for people who want to see him come out and be released for the game, I am all for that. More power to you. I hope you have a lot of fun. But me, I always found Oni to actually be more of an interesting character to play in Street Fighter 4 if I was going to be going down that evil Shoto route. So that's just me, but guys, if you love him, great. I hope you really enjoy him. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed, I hope you found it informative and entertaining and all those things that you love with your videos on your YouTubes. If you did enjoy it, please like, share, subscribe for daily fighting videos, including my quest for gold with Juri. Can I get to that gold rank? Spoiler alert, I think I can. So check those out as well if you haven't already. Please enjoy, have a good time, get hype, and I'll see you all very soon.